Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing a little bit of a different video to what I normally would do, but hopefully you enjoy it. I'm going to do a dreaded comparison video where I'll be comparing two digital cameras to see which one is the best. It's not going to be a particularly scientific test. I'm not going to be pixel peeping and comparing specs other than a brief rundown now or anything like that. Just a very basic, use them both in the real world and see if there's any noticeable difference on social media use, that kind of thing. Just a sort of fun little video using a couple of cameras. See how we go. As the title suggests, I will be comparing two digital rangefinder style cameras, but they're not actual rangefinders. I'm not shooting Leica M's, but I'll have my Fujifilm GFX 50R and my Olympus Pen-F digital. So both these cameras have that rangefinder style body. They're both very handsome cameras, but they also both have some pretty big differences. So the GFX 50R has a 33 by 44mm medium format image sensor with 50 megapixels, but the camera body itself and the lenses are all quite large and heavy and chunky, and it's not particularly discreet. The Pen-F, on the other hand, is very, very compact and lightweight, and so are the lenses. And it has a 20 megapixel sensor, and it's a micro four thirds, so about 17 by 13, I think they are, millimeter sensor. And it is, in my opinion, it's one of the best looking digital cameras ever made. It's beautiful. Now, I did film this video over a number of different outings to different locations, just with quick little bits here and there to grab some photos and see how they look. I've used lenses that in my collection are as close to the same field of view as possible. I've got a 50mm lens on the GFX and a 17mm lens on the Pen-F. So on the GFX, this gives, in 35mm full frame terms, this gives about a 40mm perspective, and the Pen-F has about a 35mm perspective. So I've cropped them just to get as close as I can to the same composition, and I've also just done basic edits just to get them looking pretty similar as well. Now, it's not an in-depth review as I mentioned before, but just a bit of a fun little outing to see if you can really tell in everyday use. So let's get to it.
So for this part of my comparison of the two cameras, I'm just out for a morning walk. I'm taking part of the route that I often run. I'm heading along the Brisbane River, just a short walk, and I figured I may as well bring the two cameras and take a couple of photos. It's just before 6:30 in the morning here in Brisbane. I don't imagine I'm going to get any amazing photos. It's a little bit overcast, but the point of this isn't to get amazing photos, it's to do a bit of a comparison. So let's just see how we go. I must admit, I do feel a little bit self-conscious walking along a busy walking, running and cycling path, wearing my exercise gear, carrying a vlogging camera, a couple of changeable lens cameras slung over my shoulders, one of them quite large, but hey, I guess that's what we do. So I'm heading towards Suncorp Stadium at the moment, which you may have seen in one of my videos before. Just going to see if there's a couple of quick photos here before I head home. Well, I just got home. I shot a bunch of images this morning, so hopefully there's a few in there that we can use for this little bit of a comparison video. Hi everyone, so I'm just out on a different shoot at the moment, but I thought I'd grab another image or two for my comparison here. I'm just looking out into a field. I've got the sun right in the corner of the frame with some grass and a bit of the sky. There's my shot with the GFX and the pen. So just to see how they go in these kind of situations and just to see if there's much noticeable difference. So these next couple of images were just shot on a fun little family day out. I shot in camera black and white JPEGs and just did a couple of little tweaks after. Well, that's it for this one. As I did mention, obviously not an in-depth comparison with lots of specs and pixel peeping or anything like that, but hopefully, you know, it shows that you don't need to use the best camera all the time to get really great results. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, obviously please feel free to leave them down the bottom. I do love hearing from you, and I can't wait to see you again next time.